NOHKALIKAI, a woman of the Kasi tribe, was a young mother who lived in the Rangjirte village, near the waterfall. She was widowed at a very young age and had a little daughter to look after. Her livelihood was based on collecting and selling forest products, like firewood, wild medicinal plants, fruits and vegetables, etc. She worked really hard to sustain their lives by going to forests and spending the day finding and cutting forest products. Due to her busy schedule and loads of work, it was difficult for her to take care of her little daughter. On the suggestions and perusal of the other women in the village, Kalikai remarried thinking that her daughter would get a father who could also help Kalikai with her work, so she would get time to look after her daughter. She stayed with her new husband and a little daughter. One day, when Likai returned from the forest, her husband greeted her by cooking lunch for her, which was meat and rice, the staple food of Meghalaya. Likai was happy with the gesture of cooking a meal and that her new husband is finally adopting to the family. She went out to search for her daughter so the three could eat together. Upon searching for some time, she couldn't find her little one. Her husband suggested to Likai that she must have her lunch first. After all, she came from the forest after a day's hard work. Likai agreed with her husband and assumed that her daughter must be playing at the neighbor's house. She was also excited to eat what her husband had cooked for her, and thus she sat down happily to have her lunch. After enjoying her lunch, she went out to look for her daughter. Little did she know about the horror that would follow, which even we as humans can't even believe in. While searching for her daughter in the house, she came across a beetle nut basket, which was kept in the storehouse. Kalikai was petrified at the sight of the tiny fingers in between the beetle nuts and leaves in the basket. It took Kalikai some time to understand what exactly had happened. When she discovered the truth, she was filled with rage and grief. The thought of eating her daughter's meat at the lunch made by her new husband ghosted Likai. The new husband of Likai turned out to be Madman, who was jealous of Likai's daughter as she got more attention and love. The grief and horror that filled Likai's heart made her helpless. She ran and ran madly through the forests until she reached the edge of the waterfalls. Not being able to forgive herself for the rest of her life, Likai took the leap out of the sorrow and jumped to death at the sight of NOHKALIKAI waterfalls. In point form,